Kemi asked for fried plantains. When Madara served them, Kemi tasted one and slapped her across the face. "Is this how they fry plantains in your village?" she sneered. Madara's eyes filled with tears, but she said nothing. "Sit tight, because I'm about to tell you a shocking story you won't believe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe." Morning sunlight spilled across the skyline of Yuyo, glinting off glass towers and slow-moving traffic. On the 20th floor of Apex Energy headquarters, Albert Vane adjusted his tie in the reflection of his office window. At 32, he was one of the city's youngest multi-millionaire CEOs, known not only for his sharp instincts in business, but also for his unusual humility. The tabloids wrote about his expensive suits and enviable lifestyle. The people who actually worked for him whispered about his habit of remembering their names, birthdays, and even their children's illnesses. Downstairs, in his private residence attached to the building, Madara was already at work. She had been his maid for 3 years, quiet, efficient, and deeply loyal. She wore a neat uniform and her hair in a simple bun, moving through the apartment with practiced grace. Albert treated her with a kind of gentle formality. He didn't bark orders or throw tantrums the way she'd seen in other wealthy households. That morning, he'd even stopped at her door with a smile. "Madara, I'll be late today. Make sure you have lunch. Don't skip meals," he said. "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." She smiled back, a little embarrassed at the attention. Across town, Kemi Ojo was stepping out of a black taxi at the entrance of one of the city's most expensive malls. She wore a cream-colored bodycon dress and high heels that clicked like gunfire against the marble floor. Her sunglasses were oversized, her lips painted a muted red. She wasn't there to shop for pleasure, though she enjoyed it. She was there on a mission. Jax had sent her. Jax, her partner and co-conspirator, was a man in his late 30s with a calm, calculating mind. He handled the research and planning, while Kemi handled the face-to-face seduction of their targets. They had pulled off a dozen scams together, embezzling funds, identity theft, credit card fraud. This morning's shopping spree was her camouflage. While she looked like just another wealthy socialite, she was scanning for new prey. She didn't know prey would find her first. As she left a boutique, balancing 3 glossy shopping bags, her heel caught on the edge of a carpet. In a heartbeat, she was pitching forward, her bags about to scatter across the marble. A firm hand caught her arm and steadied her. "Careful," a low voice said. She straightened, heart racing, and looked up into the face of a man she instantly recognized from magazine covers and TV interviews. Albert Vane, the CEO of Apex Energy. In person, he looked even more striking. Tall, clean-cut, eyes the color of storm clouds, his suit perfectly tailored. "I'm so sorry," she stammered. "Thank you for—" "It's okay," he said, releasing her arm once he was sure she was steady. "No harm done." For a moment she simply stared, taking him in. Wealth radiated off him, but so did something else. An ease, a groundedness she hadn't expected. She adjusted her sunglasses and smiled. "Thank you," she said again, softer this time. "I'm Kemi." "Albert," he replied, extending a hand. "Nice to meet you. I should probably get your number, in case I want to thank you properly." Her smile was playful, but her eyes were calculating. He hesitated only a second before reaching into his breast pocket and handing her a sleek black business card embossed with his name and direct line. "Here." She slid it into her clutch. "I won't keep you, but thank you again." He nodded, already stepping away, but the faint scent of her perfume lingered. He didn't think much of it. He met people all the time, but Kemi walked out of the mall with a racing pulse. This wasn't just a wealthy man. This was a jackpot. That evening Albert arrived home carrying 2 packages. Madara was folding laundry in the living room when he entered. "Madara," he said, holding out a box wrapped in pale blue paper. "This is for you." She blinked, surprised. "For me, sir." "Open it." Inside was a modest but elegant dress, the kind she'd admired in stores but never dreamed of owning. "Sir, I thank you. You didn't have to. You've been working hard." Consider it a small token of appreciation." Her eyes shone. "Thank you, sir. Truly." He smiled and carried the second package to his room. It was a watch for himself, nothing special, but giving Madara something always made him feel lighter. Across town, Kemi burst through the door of a dimly lit apartment where Jax sat at a laptop, multiple browser tabs open, coffee steaming beside him. She dropped her bags on the couch. "You're not going to believe this," she said. "I met him." Jax didn't look up. "Who?" "Albert Vane. Apex Energy. He literally caught me when I tripped. Handed me his business card. That got his attention." He swiveled his chair, eyes sharp. "You're serious?" She held up the card. "Direct line." Jax grinned. "That's not just a fish. That's a whale." She sat beside him, pulling off her heels. "He's handsome, polite. Not like the usual arrogant types. All the better. Polite men get careless. We'll start slow." He tapped at the keys, already pulling up public records, news articles, corporate filings. "We need to know everything about him, assets, habits, weaknesses." Kemi leaned back, imagining Albert's storm-gray eyes. This one might be fun. The next morning, Albert's phone rang in the living room. Madara, vacuuming nearby, glanced at the screen. Unknown number. She picked it up carefully and knocked at Albert's bedroom door. "Sir, your phone is ringing." "Bring it here," he called. She stepped in, holding out the phone. He took it, glancing at the screen before answering. "Hello." "Hi," a bright voice said. "It's me, the lady from the mall yesterday. Kemi." "Oh, Kemi, how are you? I just wanted to thank you again for helping me. I felt so silly." "You don't have to thank me." "Really?" They exchanged a few pleasantries before hanging up. Madara, retreating quietly, thought nothing of it. But Kemi and Jax were already plotting the next move. By the end of the week, she had called Albert twice more, her voice warm, her laughter easy. He found himself looking forward to her calls, though he couldn't quite explain why. On Friday morning, Jax closed his laptop with a snap. "It's time," he said. "Pay him a visit. Unannounced. Show him you're serious." Kemi smiled. "Consider it done." Apex Energy headquarters gleamed under the midday sun. Kemi stepped out of a taxi in a fitted navy dress, heels clicking on the marble floor. She approached the receptionist, flashing Albert's card. "I'm here to see Mr. Vane," she said. "Do you have an appointment?" "No, but he'll know me." The receptionist hesitated, then made a quick call. Moments later, she nodded toward the elevator. "He's expecting you." Kemi rode up, heart steady. This was where the game truly began. Inside his office, Albert looked up from a stack of papers as the door opened. For a heartbeat, he was genuinely surprised. "Kemi," he said, standing. "What are you doing here?" "I was nearby," she said with a playful shrug. "Thought I'd drop in and say hello." He smiled, motioning her to sit. "You could have called, but I'm glad you didn't. It's nice to see you." They chatted for a while. When his lunch hour came, he said, "Why don't we go out? There's a place nearby. Great food." She agreed, hiding her satisfaction. As they left the building together, cameras clicked from a distance. To any outsider, it looked like a budding romance. To Kemi, it looked like an open door to the life she'd always wanted. To Albert, it felt like chance, serendipity. Neither saw Madara at home, folding laundry, unaware of the storm slowly forming on the horizon. The restaurant Albert chose was understated but elegant, tucked away on a quiet street in Azure District. Its walls were lined with dark wood and soft gold lighting, the kind of place where deals were made and lives quietly changed. A waiter led them to a booth by the window. "This is beautiful," Kemi said, sliding into her seat. She meant it, though she was also mentally calculating the price of each bottle of wine on the menu. "Do you come here often?" "Only when I want some peace," Albert said. It's one of the few places where people don't approach me with business proposals over dinner. Kemi laughed softly. I promise I'm not here to sell you anything. He smiled, unaware of the irony. Good. Then I can relax. For the next hour they ate and talked. Kemi was careful. She asked about his childhood, his favorite travel destinations, his hobbies. She gave away just enough about herself to sound genuine, weaving a story of a young entrepreneur starting her own fashion line. Albert listened, charmed by her quick wit and thoughtful questions. In truth, she was studying him. The way he held his fork, the rhythm of his speech, the hint of melancholy in his eyes when he talked about his late parents. Every detail might be useful later. When the waiter brought dessert, Albert said, "You're easy to talk to. It's rare for me." Kemi tilted her head, letting her hair fall like a curtain. "Then maybe you should talk to me more often." His smile deepened. "Maybe I should." Outside, she texted Jax before sliding into a cab. "He's interested. This will be easy." 2 nights later, Albert stood in front of his mirror, holding up 2 suits. One was navy, the other charcoal. He called out, "Madara, could you come here a moment?" She entered quietly, drying her hands on a towel. "Yes, sir. Which one do you think looks better?" Madara blinked, startled. He'd never asked her something like that before. "The navy one, sir. It makes you look lighter." He chuckled. "Then navy it is." She hesitated. "If I may ask, sir, is there a special occasion?" Albert adjusted his cufflinks. "Just a dinner with a friend. Don't worry, I'll introduce you soon." "Yes, sir." She left, a strange flutter in her chest. That evening, Albert met Kemi again, this time at a rooftop lounge with city lights sprawling below them. He confessed he liked her company. She smiled and said she felt the same. By the end of the night, as the breeze tugged at Kemi's dress, he asked, "Would you be my girlfriend?" She hesitated just long enough to appear coy, then nodded. "Yes, I'd like that." When she got home, she threw herself on the couch, laughing. "He's hooked," she told Jax. "Good," Jax said, closing his laptop. Phase 1 complete. Now we move to Phase 2. On Saturday afternoon, Albert told Madara, "We'll have a guest tonight, my girlfriend Kemi. Could you prepare something nice for dinner?" "Of course, sir," Madara said. She spent hours in the kitchen, cooking jollof rice, grilled fish, and steamed vegetables. She even set the dining table with the good china Albert rarely used. When Kemi arrived, Albert met her at the door, hugging her lightly and kissing her forehead. "Welcome, my love." Madara stepped forward politely. "Good evening, Ma," she said. Kemi gave her a quick glance and turned away without answering. Albert's smile faltered. "Madara, you can bring in the food now." At dinner, Madara served them carefully, placing the dishes with practiced grace. As she turned to leave, Albert said, "Go and bring your own food. You're part of the family." Kemi froze. "Excuse me," she said, her voice sharp. Albert frowned. "Madara's been with me for years. She eats with us sometimes." Kemi pushed back her chair. "What nonsense is that? A maid eating with us? Do you know how that looks?" Before Albert could respond, Madara quietly retreated to the kitchen. The tension lingered like smoke. Later, as he drove Kemi home, Albert said gently, "You didn't have to talk to her like that." "She's a maid," Kemi said. "You're too soft on people. That's why they take advantage." He didn't argue. He simply dropped her off and drove to an ice cream shop, returning home with Madara's favorite flavor. He handed it to her in the kitchen. "I'm sorry about earlier," he said. "She shouldn't have spoken to you that way." Madara smiled faintly. "It's fine, sir. I'm used to it." But she wasn't. Not really. Weeks passed. Kemi began spending nights at the mansion. She filled the closets with her clothes, scattered cosmetics across the bathroom counter, and ordered Madara about like a servant she owned. One morning Madara was scrubbing the living room floor when Kemi strolled in with a glass of juice. She accidentally tipped it over the area Madara had just cleaned. "You this maid," Kemi snapped. "Don't you have eyes? Clean it again." Madara bit her lip and obeyed. Another day, Kemi asked for fried plantains. When Madara served them, Kemi tasted one and slapped her across the face. "Is this how they fry plantains in your village?" she sneered. Madara's eyes filled with tears, but she said nothing. Albert noticed only glimpses, Madara looking tired, Kemi's growing demands for money. One evening Kemi perched on the arm of his chair while he watched television. "Babe, I need money," she said. "I just transferred 10 million to you yesterday," Albert said, half distracted by the news. She pouted. "Are you going to give or not?" He sighed. "Fine. I'll send it to you." She kissed his cheek and walked away, already texting Jax. Madara's breaking point came one quiet afternoon. She was dusting the dining room when Kemi's voice drifted in from the living room. "I miss you too," Kemi was saying on the phone. "Don't worry. The plan is working. Soon I'll get the company documents." "He's so gullible." Madara froze, cloth in hand. She peeked around the corner. Kemi was pacing with her back to her, still talking. "Yes, Jax. We'll be rich. Just wait." Madara's stomach knotted. She had suspected Kemi was trouble, but this was proof. She considered stepping out and confronting her, but stopped. Albert trusted Kemi. Would he believe a maid over his girlfriend? That night she lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Should she tell him? Should she record proof? Her hands trembled as she weighed the risk. On Monday morning, Albert left early for work, kissing Kemi on the cheek as he went. Madara began her chores quietly. Kemi stayed upstairs longer than usual. When Madara passed by Albert's study, she noticed the door ajar. Kemi was inside, crouched in front of the safe where Albert kept his most sensitive property documents. She was fumbling with a piece of paper, some kind of code. Madara's heart hammered. She stepped back silently, pulled out her phone, and began recording. Kemi cursed under her breath, trying another combination. Madara ended the recording and dialed the police. "Come quickly," she whispered. "There's a break-in at Mr. Vane's residence." Within 5 minutes, 2 officers arrived, their footsteps heavy on the marble floor. Kemi turned, startled, as they entered the room. "What is this?" she demanded. "Miss, you're under arrest for attempted theft," one officer said. They handcuffed her as she struggled and shouted. Madara watched from the doorway, her hands shaking. She had done it. At the station later, Jax was also arrested, the evidence from Kemi's phone tying him to the plot. Both were charged with fraud and attempted theft of corporate property. When Albert returned home that evening, Madara met him at the door with a story. She showed him the recording, the police report, everything. He stared at her, stunned. "You saved me," he said quietly. She shook her head. "I just did what anyone would do." "No," he said. "You did more." For the first time in weeks, Madara felt her chest lighten. The storm was passing, though she didn't yet know what would come next. The apartment felt strangely empty without Kemi's perfume clinging to the air, or her high heels clicking across the marble floor. For the first time in weeks, Albert could hear the faint hum of the city through the windows. It sounded like freedom. He poured 2 cups of tea and set one in front of Madara. She sat stiffly, still in her uniform, fingers laced. Her eyes looked tired but clear. "The police confirmed everything," Albert said quietly. "Kemi and Jax were part of a ring that's been targeting business owners for years. Your recordings sealed the case." Madara gave a small nod. "I'm glad you're safe, sir." He watched her for a moment. All these years she had been a steady presence, ironing his shirts, reminding him to eat when work consumed him, laughing softly at his bad jokes. He had taken it for granted. Only now did he realize how much of his life rested on her quiet loyalty. "You risked everything for me," he said. "She could have hurt you." Madara's hands trembled around her cup. I couldn't stand by and let them destroy you. You've been good to me, Mr. Albert. I had to do what was right. There was a long silence. Outside, dawn light spilled over the skyline, softening the edges of the buildings. Albert felt a surge of gratitude, and something deeper, something he had been ignoring for months. He stood and walked to the window. When I met Kemi, I thought I needed someone dazzling, someone from my world. But she only wanted what I owned. He turned back to Madara. All this time, the person I truly trusted was right here. Madara looked up, startled. Sir. He sat opposite her, leaning forward. Madara, you're kind, intelligent, and brave. You've been my anchor. I don't want to keep living like I don't see you. Color rose to her cheeks. I'm just a maid. You're much more than that, he said softly. If you'll let me, I'd like to know you beyond these walls. No pressure. Just dinner, as equals. For a heartbeat she said nothing. Then she smiled. Tentative, radiant. I'd like that. Relief and warmth flooded him. He reached across the table, this time not as an employer but as a man offering his hand. She took it. Thanks for watching. We'd love to know where you're watching from and what time it is in your country. Leave a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking stories.